So the place is packed, and the neat thing about the frog, when I do care and when I feel it, I can shut up the entire room. And it's a complicated process, and it's not something that I do consciously. But once I'm aware that I'm doing it, I can, feed that and make it happen. I can shut up the entire room. 80 people, 80 drunk people, I can make it so quiet in there that you can hear a fucking pin drop. So I'm playing really well, and I'm making absolutely no money. I have no fucking tips. No one has tipped me. I've shut the entire place up. I've played some of the best up until this point in that night. I played some of the best ballads, some of my fastest stuff. It was a good night. This was about 2 or 3 years ago. And I'm very drunk at this point, and I am so depressed, and I'm so angry, and I'm so frustrated, and I'm sitting there behind the piano. I mean, I packed up all my books in my bag except for one book that I left on the stand. I went and got more whiskey, and you know that you're having a hard time when you're sitting down at that piano and your hands are going towards it, and then you just stop and you put your head down and you're just like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? That's where I was that night. Now, the place was packed. You couldn't get a seat at the bar. There are tables in front of the piano. So, this is the front door. Piano's right here. You're the bar. And there's tables over there. So I have my head, I'm like this, and I'm behind. No one can see me. And I'm just staring down at the keyboard thinking, what the fuck am I doing here? Well, why does this have to be so difficult? And there was a table open right in front of me, and there were a couple of tables, but the one right in front of the piano was open, and I didn't even notice these people come in because I was so depressed. But I was ready to quit, not forever, but I was ready to just call it a night. And back then, that was a pretty rare thing. I would play for, 12 hours most nights. I look up, and this girl, this beautiful girl with chopsticks in her hair, sits down at the table in front of the piano. And she's joined by two guys who I don't know if they were, one of them was her boyfriend or whatever. I don't know. But this chick was just gorgeous, and I took a deep breath, and I'm like, all right, one more. I got one more tune in me, and this is a habit of mine. Anytime new people show up, no matter how I feel, I always want to play at least one tune for them, because you never know how things can change once you have some new people in the crowd. You never know. You might get tipped $100. You might get nothing. Normally you get nothing. But so thinking one more tune. So I flip open the book in front of me, and I land on a tune that I don't like, a Hoagie Carmichael. Well, a tune that I didn't like at the time, Hoagie Carmichael's Skylark. And I wasn't particularly fond of the tune. I wasn't particularly good at playing it at this point. And I'm like, oh great, Skylark, okay, fine. It was just the first tune that, and I played just the, my personal best rendition of Skylark. And I mean, I'll never forget. And there have been a lot of moments, not a lot of moments. There have been, maybe 15 to 20 moments like that at the Frog. But the weird thing is, normally no one ever listens to them. They'll listen to everything else, but those, for some reason, the times where I know that I'm really, really fucking good, and that this is absolutely a special, once every year, once every 2 year kind of rendition of a tune for me. Normally they don't listen. So I played this 15, 20 minute long rendition of Skylark, and it was fucking beautiful. And I had the whole room just in my pocket. And I finished, and I was kind of shaking because it was it was one of those. It's it's moments like that that keep you playing. It's what you chase. And I finished the tune, and I sighed, and I was like, yeah, that. I got it that time. And I look up over the piano. I'll never forget this. It's so weird. It's so weird what you remember. The girl with chopsticks in her hair is looking right at me. This is back when I could smoke in the bar. I had, a cigarette like this, and I went up to Ash, because the piano was about this tall, something like that. I went up to Ash, and I stood up a little bit to grab my drink, and I saw her. She was looking right at me, like this. And I said, "You heard some of that, didn't you?" But not in, it was a really emotional thing. I was like, "You heard some of that, didn't you?" And without changing her expression, and without moving at all, she gave me, this is going to sound really stupid, but I still get emotional thinking about it. She gave me the best compliment I think anyone ever gave me at that bar. I mean, many people have, said, "Oh, you're great, we love you." Other people have said I sucked. They're probably right. But this is my favorite compliment that anyone's ever given me. She's looking at me, and I mean, you could just tell that she heard everything that I played. And she said, "Please play some more." And I did, and that story ends badly. Because I played for her for the rest of the night. For like 4 or 5 hours, they stuck around. But yeah, that's my story about Skylark. I'm gonna see how long this is. Maybe I'll tell you the actual ending. But please play some more. I think it was Itzhak Perlman who said there's no greater feeling for a musician than to feel useful. And that the girl with the chopsticks in her hair made me feel very fucking useful. It's little things like that that keep you going. So I'm gonna see how long this is, and maybe there'll be a part 2. I don't know, but cheers. 4 years. I'm still kind of in shock about it. Like, I can't believe that it's over. But it's for the best, because it was killing me towards the end. It's just so depressing to walk in there. Anyway, cheers to the frog, Adam Carmer, Tommy Marth, all those guys, Trish, Gary, everyone except for Dead Girlfriend, all the bartenders, come and gone, Jen, Chad, Carolyn. It's funny, if they paid me, I would be the longest running employee there. I'm the only original left. And I'm gone now.